Welcome back to the channel, golfers. Today I am at Normanton Golf Club in Wakefield. This is a par 71 18-hole course. I've played this a few times. I shot a score of 92 on my last round here in the middle of June. So today's goal is to break 90. This isn't the longest course in the world, but if you don't keep the ball in play, it's very hard to score well, so accuracy is important today. Starting on the first hole then, this is a par 4 dogleg to the right. Not particularly long, 290 yards, but you do need to get the ball over the water ditch on the first straight there, so hit 4 iron, didn't want to bring the bunkers into play. This has left me a 56-degree wedge in, which I just haven't caught flush, and you can see that's trickled into the bunker, hence the disappointment. So an early bunker to contend with, and just like the last round at the Manor, I bladed this straight into the lip of the bunker. So not a great start here. Trying to keep composed. And I managed to splash this one onto the green quite well. So at least it's not taken me 3 shots to get out this time. This has left me with a somewhat achievable putt for a bogey, which, having practiced on their practice green, was much slower than their actual green, so I've smashed that way past and then managed to drop that for a double bogey. So all in all, not too disappointed with that hole. And moving on to the second, which is a par 3, 129 yards. I'm just hitting 9-9 here, just anywhere on the green will do, and I just catch a piece on the right hand side. Let's see if I can put any better this time then. No, that's totally pathetic. I've left that about 20% short, meaning that my next putt is difficult as well, and yeah, I've just left that on the edge of the hole and tapped that in for a bogey. That's a disappointing one. The third is a 463 par 5. Hitting driver, obviously. Don't catch this that well, only goes about 200 yards. And leaks slightly right. Still leaves me a line down the fairway, so I'm just hitting a 5 iron. Just looking to give myself a decent shot into the green. And luckily that's exactly what I've managed to do there. Happy with that one. That leaves me 125 yards in. So feeling pretty confident with the 9 iron. Unfortunately I chunk this a little bit and leave it just at the front of the green. Chip's not too bad. Gives me a solid chance at making the putt from there. Unfortunately the putter has started ice cold and they're just not dropping at the minute, so tap in for another bogey. The fourth is another par 3. This one's about 140 yards because the pin is right at the back of the green. It's like a 3-tiered green, so really you want to be at the back, but I've just pulled this one a little bit left and just missed the green on the left hand side, which leaves me a chip on, which again goes pretty well. And surely I can drop this one. He does. Finally he's off the mark with the par.
Lovely.
Moving on to the fifth. This is a very short par 4, just shy of 270 yards, and it's all downhill. You can't quite see the green from where you stand, but you can get it close. So that's exactly what I've gone for. Caught it pretty well, and it's just finished up at the right hand side of the green. Trying to chip this close. This hole's probably the best chance you're going to get at birdieing a hole, and that chip's completely destroyed that chance. And my ice cold putting is also ruining my chance for a par here, or at least making it very difficult. Yeah, he's bottled that one as well. Unfortunately, it's a 3 putt, and I have to leave that hole with a bogey. That one feels really frustrating. The sixth then is a dogleg left. This is a terrible drive. Completely topped, 85 yards-ish in front of me, with no angle, so now I've just got to play it back into the fairway, hit a pitching wedge. This actually gets a really nice bounce to the left. The whole fairway sort of cambers to the left, so it takes the ball that way for me, leaving me another pitching wedge into the green. And I put this one pretty close. Really happy with that shot.
That's really good.
Can he say par? No, but it's not a bad putt. Leaving me an easy tap in for a bogey. Six over through 6 then. Now on to the 7th. This is a tricky par 4 because there's a very narrow opening to the left of these trees where I've smashed my driver. So I was feeling pretty confident with the driver. Usually I would have laid up with a 4-iron. Got a bit lucky. The tree sort of killed it before it ended up in this ditch. So I'm just hitting 5-iron back down the fairway as best I can. Catch that one a bit chunky and it only goes probably about 120 yards. Leaving me a pitching wedge into the green. This club's doing really well for me today. And it just catches a piece on the front edge. Longish putt for par then. And that's much better. Leaving me an achievable putt for a bogey. The 8th has a big expanse of water just there on the left, which in previous occasions has acted like a bit of a magnet, but today I've just hit 7-iron over that. You could take driver on this hole and try and go for the green, but I just don't see that the reward is there given the risk. So 7-iron went well, left me a little 56 degree wedge in, which I've just overhit slightly and has gone to the back of the green. You can see this green undulates quite a lot. So given the distance and the difficulty of the green, I'm really happy with that putt. Leaving me a nice tap in for par. So far so good on the front 9 I think. Find this quite a tricky course. So on the 9th it's a dogleg right and unfortunately I've just smashed this out of bounds on the left. 3 off the tee then. And this time it goes much better. Straight down to the corner there, which gives me a nice sort of look at the green, even though it'll be a long way away. So 210 yards into the green, hitting 4-iron. Unfortunately this just leaks right slightly. It's not a bad hit. And leaves me a shortish chip to the green, probably about 35-40 yards. This lands on the bank and just dies though, unfortunately. I was hoping that it would hit that bank, take a little bit of pace off and just run nicely onto the green, but that's not what happened. So a very long putt for a double bogey, which from this distance I've just not been good today. Leaving myself another tricky putt, which for some reason I just don't hit very hard. And the putting's killing me today. That added with 3 off the tee has pretty much destroyed me on that hole, leaving me with a quadruple bogey. So I finished the front 9 with a score of 46, that's 11 over par. A little bit of a shame because 4 of those shots over par have come on the 9th hole on the quadruple bogey, and if I could have just played that a little bit better and say come off with a double, I would have been 9 over par. So playing pretty much bogey golf there, which I'd be very happy with, and going into the back 9 would give me a solid chance of breaking 90. I think, like I said on my previous video, I do sort of feel I tend to play better on the front 9, so I tend to find that I do most of my scoring on the front 9 and then have a slightly worse back 9. So giving myself a little bit of leeway on the front 9 is usually the tactic. So this posed a completely different challenge at this point because now I've got to go better on the back 9, which I don't do very often at all. So thanks very much for watching, golfers. I hope you enjoyed that video. Catch me in the next one to see how I get on in the back 9. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.